Okay, this is going to be a tutorial on how to use the Pretty Lightbox tool on Moose Loose, and we'll begin by just showing you what we're going for. If you go to spexhoward.tk and scroll down to 513 Art, you'll see an example of what we're going to make. This is basically a Lightbox gallery that your visitor is able to click on. It opens up the graphic and they're able to navigate from one graphic to another either by down here or by these buttons that come and go as you mouse over. They can also watch a slideshow, and you can set how many seconds that one graphic will appear before it changes. And by clicking off, it disappears. So by clicking on, you get to see the graphic. You can scroll and you can click off and click on. So that's really what we're looking for in this project. You can also hit the X down here and it disappears. Now, in order to make one of these, you have to have access to either FileZilla or CyberDuck. You have to have Dreamweaver. We'll create a new document in Dreamweaver, an HTML. Okay, and you should have your graphics created in Photoshop, the size you want them to be. Okay, and remember what you name them. And you need access to the zoo. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go to Forms and go down to Pretty Lightbox. There's a few others on here, but this is the one we're going to use for this project. If you hit Pretty Lightbox, you come to a form and you have to fill it out. For instance, what is the first one? The full-size image. That is, when the Lightbox opens up, what is going to be the large graphic that they will see first. So I'm going to call this 001.jpg, and I'm going to, so that's the one that's going to be large, and then the thumbnail, I'm just going to use the same graphic. Then I can determine the size of my thumbnail, each thumbnail in the thumbnail gallery. Then, and I'm going to have it 80 by 80. Then I can pick the template. There's 5 templates you can pick from to better match your page. I'm just going to pick the Facebook. The autoplay, do you want the Lightbox to play as soon as your visitor gets to the page or not? I generally pick no. Then each Lightbox gallery has a unique name. I'm just going to call this Musu, I guess. Okay. Now the first graphic has a title. It's going to appear above the graphic when it opens up. I'm going to call it, I don't know, Picture 1. And then the description appears down by the buttons. This is the first in a series. Okay, and you can ignore the rest. It's in case you want to have a YouTube Lightbox or one with just text. And then I'm going to hit Submit Query, and it writes all the code that you need to paste on your page. Notice here is the information for the graphic that we just filled out the form for. You'll see that you'll have a large graphic, and it's going to be in a directory called Full Screen, in a directory called Pretty Lightbox. Here's going to be the thumbnail in the thumbnails in the directory called Pretty Lightbox. Here's the size of your graphic in case you want to change it. Here's the unique name of the gallery. Here's the description of the picture, and here's the title of the picture. Okay, so we're going to just grab the code starting with the ending script and go all the way up to the beginning script. I'm going to copy that, go to Dreamweaver, and paste it in our HTML directory where we want the gallery to show up. Okay, So I'm going to call this File, Save As, and I'm going to put it somewhere where I will know where to look. I'm going to put it in Fix It, and I'm going to call it index.html, and I'm going to save it. Okay, so there is our HTML page created in Dreamweaver. Now, as I pointed out, there's going to be a directory on the server called Pretty Lightbox. Where are you going to get that directory? Well, all you have to do is scroll down to the bottom of the page, and here it says create a directory called Pretty Light. Well, really what you're going to do is download this. And then you're going to unzip it. I'm just going to put it on the desktop. I think. Darn Max. Gosh. Will it never end? Okay, I'm just going to slide it onto the desktop. Okay, so it should be there. There's a Pretty Lightbox zip. So when I double click it, it creates a directory somewhere. Where'd it go? Here it is. Sheesh. Okay, so I'm going to take that directory and I'm going to put it up in on my server. Now, this is an important part. You know that when you have a TK account, this is the Moose 113 TK, that there's a web directory. Don't put it there. What you want to do is put the Pretty Lightbox in the content. Okay. Let me just see if I can get this. Okay, here's the content. So you put it in the root of the content directory. Okay, so now on the server, and as soon as it loads up, there's going to be a subdirectory in the content directory called Pretty Lightbox, and it's loading up all of the files that are going to make this Pretty Lightbox work. All the jQuery libraries, all the style sheets, they're all included in this directory. So you really don't have to look anywhere else for the workings of Pretty Lightbox. 22 more files. Excellent. So in the root of content, you have the Pretty Lightbox. Notice that there are several directories here. This is the directory that holds all the files that make the Facebook work, the Facebook template. Notice also, here's the full screen where you're going to put all your graphics, and here's your thumbnails where you're going to put all the smaller graphics. Okay, now let's go over here, and we save this as index. And let me just refresh that. Okay. So here's the index that we created. I'm going to move it up here. Okay, and inside the full screen, I'm going to move all the graphics. There's a few extra ones in here that come with the download. Okay, but I'm just going to delete those. And then I'm going to move these up there in the full screen. So these are the large ones. And then I will move the thumbnails up here. Okay. So I have my index up there, right here. I have my large graphics in full screen, and I have my thumbnails in thumbnails, full screen thumbnails, and that's all you have to worry about as far as that Lightbox goes. Now if we were to go to that page on the internet, we should see our first image. And there it is. I don't know why the thumbnails, no, it's probably not up there yet. That's probably why. Let's see. If something doesn't work, we know where we have to look. Okay, let me see. They probably weren't uploaded. Alright. Thumbnails. Oh, look, I forgot the J. But that's not a problem. That's not a problem. We just go back to Dreamweaver. See, no matter how hard you try, you're always gonna... Okay, let's go down. There, look. Okay, I hope that's encouraging. That even a Jedi webmaster like I am makes mistakes. Okay, so let's move it up there. Let's move the updated one. If you click always use this action, you won't get that anymore. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so there's the thumbnail, and here's the large. Now it's the only one up there, so let's put the rest up there. Let's go back to the Musu tools. Okay, so we got all that script. Now see this red part? That red part is the only thing that we're going to change, or copy and paste. So I'm going to change this to JPEG 02. It's still going to be 80 by 80. Template's all going to be the same. But now we're going to put something else. 2 second. And now when we submit the query, since we already have all the code, we just need the graph. Oh, almost did it again. Okay, now that we got all that set, all we have to do is copy and paste the red part. And see this next? We just put it right above the next. We save it. We FTP it up. And let's take a look. Cool. Now we have two. Remember picture 1? And this is the first in a series. This is picture 2, second in a series. And we can make it work. So that's our gallery so far. So let's go back to the Moose Tools. Okay, so all we have to do is go back. And we'll call this the third one. So we have a third large and a third thumbnail. Keep everything the same. Go down here, picture 3. This is the third, or whatever kind of description you want. You can describe your art, anything like that. And then all you have to do is grab the red and paste it right before the next. Save that. FTP it up. Go back to the site. And we should have 3, which we do. And we build our Lightbox gallery that way. Let's just do one more. Go back to the tools, hit back, change it to 4, or change it to whatever the name of your graphic is. I kind of like to keep the naming easy for me to understand and to remember. This is fourth in a series. Submit query. Grab this portion. Paste it right above the next. Save it. FTP it. Reload. Should have the fourth one, and we do. So our Lightbox gallery is created that easily. And so basically you're done. But I'm going to show you one more thing on Musu tools. This blue portion, you'll notice right here, it indicates what template that you are using. We're using, this is the, where is it? This is the Facebook template with the black borders, rounded, and all these buttons. But you can pick a different template if you choose. Just go back and let's say, I don't know, let's say the dark square. Keep everything the same, doesn't matter. This time, if you want to change the template, just copy the blue code. Copy, go to Dreamweaver, and you'll see that that blue code is all right down here. So all I have to do is replace it with that code. Save it. FTP it up to the server. Go back to our page. Reload. And let's see. And so it changed it into a black square. So it's no longer the Facebook template. It works the same, different look and feel, and so that's all you have to do to change the template. And that is all that there is.